Sing me a song of a lass that is gone.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today is Tuesday, so that means we are on Outlander Day. Now every single Tuesday I bring out a different Outlander related video to try and help us all get through Droughtlander. Now if you're wondering what the hell is Droughtlander, it is the time of the year that we have no new seasons of Outlander to watch on TV, or we have no new book to read. Now, the book and the novels were all written by the fabulous Diana Gabaldon, and she's currently about to release her 9th book in, not long now, a month maybe, we're up to a month and a little bit. And then we have the forever waited on 9th book. We've also been told that she's currently working on the 10th and final book, which is just... oh, I'm so excited, yet I'm so sad. It's like the end of the tunnel is there, and yay, I'm excited to know what happens and, you know, all the little bits and pieces that I hope get wrapped up at the end of the book. But it's like, it's finished. It's actually finished. And I'm going to be so sad when the main storyline of Outlander, at least, is finished. I don't know how I feel anymore. Knowing that she's, like, writing the 10th and final book, I'm just not sure how I feel anymore. At first I was excited, now I'm just, I don't know. I'm actually really worried. Sadness. But recently we have been recapping season 1 episodes, but I thought today we're going to have a little bit of a break. We've been doing a few of those in a row now, and the next one that we're going to do is the wedding, and that in itself is a big episode, especially for season 1. I mean, it's a big episode throughout the entire saga, the entire seasons, all of it. And I really want to give that episode its justice, and I just wasn't ready for that episode. I want to be really engaged, and I want to have a really decent up there scale video for you guys because it's such a great episode, and I want to have all my key points in a row. So today I thought, you know what, we'll just do something different. We'll do something a little bit weird for my channel, and we'll do a quiz. Now, this quiz I found on the internet and I have not completed it, so I don't know if it's going to be, you know, one of those dodgy ones or if it's actually going to be good, but I thought this is something that you guys can follow along with and do along with me, or once you watch this video, you can go click on it and get your answers, and I'd love to know what your outcome is. So if you're going to play along with me, I have put the link to this quiz in particular, this exact one, down below in the description area. Just go and click on that and it'll bring up a new window and we can do it together, and you can listen to me rabble on or whatever, or you can just go off, click it, do it, come back. I'd love to know what your answers are though. I want to know how many of us get the same. That always intrigues me when I see my friends do these kind of quizzes. It's like, oh, you're all the similar. Oh, yes. Oh, there's that mean girl that I, you know, just knew at school, and yeah, hers is different, of course. I love... Does anyone else do that, or is that just me? So this quiz is actually called What Outlander Character Are You? And when you go into it, it gives you a little bit of a blurb about Outlander and what the show is about. Now this, I believe, this quiz came out during season 1/2, I think, from the blurb I've gotten. So it is an older style quiz, so there probably won't be as many characters involved in the answers as we would be accustomed to now that we're up to season 5. But, you know, let's just have a go and see who we get and pray for someone nice and not a Blackjack Randall or something horrendous like that. Question 1 was pretty simple. How squeamish are you when it comes to gory things? Now you have 4 options to choose from if you're not doing this and you're just listening to me. Not at all, about average, fairly, and a little. I personally am not at all squeamish when it comes to anything gory. I'm fine with pretty much everything. I mean, I've watched the Saw movies and they were pretty gory. Second question. If you found out that time travel was real, could you keep that a secret? Oh, that's actually a really good one. I mean, I personally would want to try it. If I knew time travel was real and I had the option to go, I would go. But that's not an option here in our thing. Sorry, I was just having a quick look. So the options are just about, only for a short time, absolutely nope. I think if it was... what would I do? Would I be able to keep that a secret? Well, I'd have to tell somebody. I think I'd have to tell my husband, Shan. So I'm going to say just about. Just about I could keep that a secret. Or maybe only for a short time, just about, or only for a short time. I think, oh, okay, I'm going to go just about, but I probably should have gone only for a short time. Anyway, question number 3. Could you survive being in the wrong marriage for years? That's an odd question. Okay, so if I must, I can. I could never. Yes, or probably not. I think probably not is my answer. I'm too much of a person that just says what's on their mind. It just blurts out of my mouth, and nobody would put up with me. So, you know, except for my loving husband, he puts up with me all the time. The next question is, can you have power of life and death over another person without misusing it? Wow, these are not questions that I thought would come up at all. Can you have power of life and death over another person without misusing it? I would hope so. And that is actually one of the answers. So we have, I think so, I hope so, yes, I doubt it. So really 3 yeses and a no. Without misusing it, I would hope so. I would hope so. I mean, you never know. If you're thrown into a situation that Claire has been thrown into, for example, I mean, there are a few occasions where it's like, well... Okay, so the next question is, would you call yourself a feminist? Now, the answers are no, even though according to the definition I am, of course, I don't know enough about it to say, and no, though others actually might. I don't know. I don't think I'm a feminist, but I don't know. I think actually no, even though according to the definition I am. I do obviously campaign for women's rights and women's everything equal, but I campaign for that for both sides, not just for women, but also for men. Everything just should be equal. So, look, I'm going to put I don't know enough, only because I don't know enough about... I don't think I would call myself a feminist. This is actually really hard. I'm genuinely shocked that this very simple quiz that has nothing really to do with Outlander is... Yeah, this is an odd one. So I've hit, I don't know enough about it to say. But then that's not really true, is it? I don't know. Okay, anyway. The next question is, what do you do when you see an injustice? The options are rage, strategize, put a word in the right ear, or start a fight. I put a word in the right ear, which is also strategic. So I probably, see, this is my thing. I wouldn't have the option there of I would just tell them that's wrong, but that's not there, because I wouldn't start a fight either. I would voice my opinion in a way that wasn't going to start a fight. And I wouldn't, well, it depends what it was. If it was a real injustice, I might rage. And this is so hard. I'm going to say put a word in the right ear and hope that it works itself out right. This quiz is actually going to make me look like the most horrendous person probably. I'm going to get blackjack. I can see this happening right now. Okay. Outlander characters have to deal with the prospect of witches. What's your take on witchcraft? The options are, it's nonsense, it's neither here nor there, I don't worry about it too much, I am very scared of it. I do believe in some greater power. I just don't know what it is. And that's fine, I'm totally okay with that. So I'm going to say I don't worry about it too much in the aspect of I don't really think about it. I don't think about magic and if it's real, or witches and if they're real, but I don't think they're not real and I don't think they are real. Yeah, okay. I don't worry about it too much. I'm going to get blackjack. I'm absolutely worried now that I'm going to get blackjack. And if you worry like why I'm looking down, it's because I have my laptop here. Okay. Do you think time travel will be proven possible in our lifetimes? The options are, of course, I didn't, but now I do, I doubt it, and I don't think so. I don't think so. That was a nice easy one. I don't think so. Not in my lifetime anyway. The next question is, who would you say are history's #1 villains? Okay, this is a little bit like out there. Nazis, tossed up between Nazis and communists, savages of all types, and the English. Well, I am going to put Nazis and just move on. What's your favorite way to travel? By car, by plane, by ship, or by horse? 100% by car. Even though going via plane gets you the most fun places overseas, Scotland, international travel. Please hurry up, Australia, and open up. But car to me is the safest. I hate flying. I hate it with a passion. Yet pre-COVID, we flew all the time, and I absolutely hated it. I get seasick and horses don't like me, so car by far is my safest option. The next question is, when you're in the wilderness, do you know which plants are poisonous? Wow. Okay, so the options are, of course, nope. I have some idea, and only in Scotland. Now, I have some idea, but I'm going to put no because I just know not to eat any sort of plant for my own safety, because I know nothing really about poisonous plants. I know like there's poisonous mushrooms and whatever. I would not eat anything anyway. So I have some idea that, you know, some mushrooms are poisonous. Some bits and pieces over there could be poisonous, and berries up, you know, there's certain types of berries. But I think I'm going to put nope instead of I have some idea, just because I couldn't pick out which mushroom is the poisonous one. But yeah, I would just not eat any of them. I wouldn't survive, actually. This quiz is going to tell me that I would definitely not survive in any sort of time travel, wilderness, and I probably am going to get blackjack. The next question is, could you ride a particularly feisty horse? 4 options. I could hang on. Yes, I'd train it though. No, I'd fall off. Yes, and it would ruin the day Yes, and it would rue the day it messed with me. I could hang on. I think I could definitely hang on. I'd have a crack at hanging on. I have ridden horses before, but like I said earlier with the how would I like to travel question, I would rather just walk with next to the horse and have him as like an emergency, we need to leave right now option. But, you know, if he was feisty, he'd probably kick me. Okay, the next question. One of your traveling companions is injured. Can you help patch them up? The options are, I can do more than that, just about, not really, yes, but my work might kill you. I'm going to say just about. I could patch somebody up. I could do little bits and pieces. I'm no Claire by any means, but I could probably stop bleeding enough for the person to survive at least another 5-10 minutes. Okay. You're going to a fancy ball. How do you feel about your etiquette? Is it decent, terrible, perfect, or average? It is definitely only average. I am not... I mean, these videos give it away, don't they? I'm really not prim and proper by any means. Could you swim from a ship to the shore? 4 options. If I had a flotation aid, no thanks, maybe, yes, that's easy. Now, something learning about me is I am a very good swimmer. I have been since a very young age, and yeah, I'm a very good swimmer. So we'll put that as a yes, that's easy. What sort of climate do you live in? Now, this is where we might get different answers amongst us all if for some reason we've matched on a lot of answers. So the 4 options I currently have are varied and warm, snowy and I can't speak today. Snowy and cold in winter, hot in summer, cold and rainy, cold and temperate. Well, it's not snowy and cold in winter. It's varied and warm, cold and rainy. Look, I'm going to go cold in winter and hot in summer because it is. We actually have multiple strands of weather in a day. For example, here today, I went into the supermarket earlier this morning. When I went in, it was so hot and sunny that I had just a real thin t-shirt on. As I came out, there were hailstones and it was pouring down with rain. And I was like, come on. 4 seasons in a day here in Victoria. Okay, the next question. I don't know how many of these questions there are. I hope there's not too many more. Would you move halfway around the world for the right person? I'd do more than that. Maybe. No, they would have to move to be with me. Probably. Now that is a tricky one. So it would depend where I am in life. So currently I would prefer if somebody moved to me. So I'm going to say no, they would have to move to be with me, because that's what happened with my husband and I. He had to move from his area to my area, which was about 2.5 hours away. So, you know, we're going off what has already happened in life for that one. This next question is kind of explaining it. The families in Outlander are complex. How close are you with yours? The options are yes, very, mostly yes, nope, some of them. Yes, very. I am very close with my family, especially my mum and dad. Have you ever been in love? Yes, transformatively so. Yes, it's been rocky. Yes, but it was never requited. Sadly, no. Yes, undoubtedly yes. What is the most terrible sacrifice you've made for love? How are they getting these questions? I gave up one love for another. Actually, I sacrificed love for my principles. Happiness, I've nearly gotten killed many times. I don't want to, this is a stupid question. I'm actually annoyed at this one. The quiz was pretty good up until this one. I have no options here that I can choose. What is the most terrible sacrifice you've made for love? Actually, I sacrificed love for my principles. I've nearly gotten killed many times. Happiness, I gave up one love for another. None of them. No options. I wonder if we can skip it. I'm going to try and skip that one. No, we can't skip it. All right, I gave up one love for another. I don't like that question. None of those apply. That one was silly. In what outfit do you feel like a total badass boss? Options are a gown, a military uniform, a clan kilt, or a gorgeous dress. For myself, none of these options apply. I like good old jeans and a t-shirt or jumper. I don't like wearing dresses. I wouldn't like wearing a kilt. Look, I'm going to have to go out of these. I'm going to go military uniform, because that's what I would probably be the most comfortable in also. Anyway, in 18th century Scotland, superstition ruled. How could you deal with that? Okay. Options are, I really couldn't. I haven't even tried. I'd just ignore it. I'm very superstitious myself, so I'd fit right in. I'm going to say I just ignore it. I would respect everybody's options, and, you know, if they were like, oh, don't let that cat run out in front of you because it's black, I'd be like, shoo, cat. But I personally wouldn't care. Okay, do you dream of conquering the world? Your options are, I used to think about such things, but then I grew up. I feel obliged to do so, even though I'm not really into it. No, I just want to conquer my own life. No, conquering people is bad. So no, I just want to conquer my own life. I don't need to conquer the world. My life is hard enough to get under control, let alone the world. There are plenty of aristocrats. Oh my god, I have Disney on the brain. This is a Disney spirit jersey today. There are plenty of aristocrats in the Outlander world. How much would you like to have a title? The options are, I really wouldn't mind either way. I think titles are silly. I think it would be awesome. It depends which king gave it to me. Some are better than others. Now that is a very good point. I think it would be pretty awesome, actually. I wouldn't want to be at the bottom of the food chain in that time period, because it would be so hard. It would be horrendous. Yeah, that would make life very difficult. The next question is, when all is lost and you can't see a way out of the darkness, how do you react? I storm and shout, then I plan. I run away. I keep quiet and just bottle it up, or I start a fight. This question is totally weird. I should have picked, you know what, I should have gone through these questions before we started this video. When all is lost and you can't see a way out of the darkness, how do you react? I probably do have a hissy fit, and then I work on it. So I'm going to say I storm and shout and then I plan, because that's probably the most realistic one. The next question is, how much do you care what others think of you? The options are just enough, not enough, a great deal, and too much. So I probably do care what others think too much, but as I get older, I'm losing that care factor, if that makes sense. But probably at this point, probably still too much. I mean, I don't like having people dislike me, but I mean, that's unavoidable, especially when I put things on the internet. People hate me just because of my voice. I've actually been told that twice now in 2 weeks, that my voice, what was the comment? My voice is like nails on a chalkboard. So I'm sorry, but it is what it is. So the next question is, do you worry that your mother is disappointed in you? The options are nope, once in a while, even though she isn't. Yes, because she is. I know she would be if she knew me better. Nope. My mum is definitely not disappointed in me. I'm a good girl. I love my mum. We get along great. What one technology would you never give up unless you absolutely had to? Penicillin, electricity, birth control, or your telephone? Now, I guess this depends. Like, is this like you've gone back in time and you can take one with you? I mean, the phone is useless without electricity because it's going to go flat and there's no reception. Birth control or penicillin for the greater good, and because at some point in time you're going to get sick. So I just don't think penicillin is the smartest option. I could probably live without everything else. The next question is, how well does your accent typically fit in with your surroundings? I go on holidays a lot, so a lot of the time people are like, oh, where are you from? Your accent's, you're the odd one out. But the options are, it makes people suspect me. It makes people struggle to place me. I'm usually fine. It gains respect. Okay, so I've misinterpreted the question. How well does your accent typically fit in with your surroundings? So here at home, I'm going to say it just makes people, oh no, it's usually fine. Because really, COVID times, I'm at home too, so everybody sounds like me. Which country's citizenship do you think is the best one to have? The options are, I don't mind, USA, United Kingdom, just Scotland if possible. Look, it really depends. I mean, Australia and the United Kingdom's healthcare system is amazing. But USA has so many, I don't mind. There's pros and cons for all of them. Absolutely all of them. Haha. Okay, we have our answer. For those playing along at home, I would love to know who you got. Please put them in the comments below. And, if you want to type out the blurb that come along with your answer, that would be fantastic. My answer was not Black Jack Randall, so I'm very relieved. I was honestly worried throughout some of those questions that I am going to be known as a villain. But the answer that I got was Claire. So you got Claire. You are a strong woman who takes no crap from anyone, even in an environment where absolutely nobody agrees with you. You stick to your guns and never give up. You would give up anything to do the right thing by your boo or your family. Your outspokenness very often makes your problems worse, but you'd rather speak the truth than let anyone silence you, no matter the consequence. You are Claire. I am very happy with that end result. I really, truly thought I was going to be known as a villain for those answers, but we got Claire. I'm okay. The questions were a little bit weird, but the outcome was pretty decent. I'm happy with that. If you have enjoyed today's very odd Outlander video, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, because subscribing really does help the channel grow. I'm very tongue-tied today. It's been such a long day. I hope everyone has a fantastic week, and I will see you next week for another Outlander video. Stay safe, everybody, and I'll talk to you then. Bye.
Sing me a song of a lass that is gone.